Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Alignment Academy. I am your host, Kristen. I'm an intuitive business guide, a confidence and mindset coach, an angelic channel, and a lot more. These are all just labels, right? But if you're new here, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm excited to help you embark on your highest timeline and start taking action towards your dreams and smash limiting beliefs and all the things that, yeah, I do with my clients and my community. So, without further ado, I am excited and also really nervous for this episode. We're going to be talking about rock bottom alchemy. And in case you're new here, the last 6 months of my life have been the hardest and most challenging 6 months I've ever experienced, literally ever. And it kind of hit me the other day that I was like, you know what? I really actually want to share more of like the inside of what I've been going through because I've told you guys that I went through a breakup, but I don't think that I've been completely transparent or just as vulnerable as I can be with how hard these 6 months have been. They have broken me open in all of the best and the worst ways. I had moments where I truly just didn't even want to be here anymore, honestly. And I'm actually tearing up as I say this because I have so much sadness for the girl who just had to go through all of what she just went through in the last 6 months. And, I kind of find power in vulnerability because I'm sure that I'm not the only one who has gone through a rock bottom. I know I'm not the only one who's gone through a rock bottom. And even further than that, I know that this wisdom is not meant to be kept in. It's meant to be shared and given. And if anything, help you feel less alone, help me feel less alone. And I know that there was a massive purpose for all of it. And I'm ready to turn it into wisdom. I'm ready to reap the fruits of my labor, so to speak. And yeah, I think I'm just really ready to share some of the things that have happened. And more importantly, I'm ready to share the tips that I have, the tips and the tools that I have used to get out of this rock bottom. Because I would say I'm 85% on the other side. Like, really, I'm seeing the light. I'm happy most days. My core vibration feels strengthened. I feel like I'm finally accepted and really, truly finding joy with where I am. But honestly, it's been a long time coming. Like, this entire rock bottom happened in February and it's August. So it's just been a long time. And it kind of felt like it would never end. And I think it is ending. And it's weird. I'm having actually these mixed feelings towards it ending. Like, I'm not feeling as much. And I'm like, wow, when you've been feeling so much, when you don't feel as much every day, you're like, is something wrong with me? Like, you almost miss the grief, if that makes sense. So yeah, so much to unpack here. But in case you're new and you don't know what's going on in my life, or maybe you're like, I kind of knew you went through a breakup, but I don't know the ins and outs of it. What else has gone on? I'm going to recap the last 6 months of my life because I think that a lot has unfolded and I need to update you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. So in February of this year, I went through a soul shattering breakup. I didn't see it coming. I was with my ex for 4 years and we were looking at houses and all of a sudden we're breaking up and I'm out of a relationship and I just didn't even know how to handle it. I would say that my body was in shock for, honestly, I'm not exaggerating, like 2 or 3 months of that. Like, I didn't even process that I was actually out of a relationship and my body was in full fight or flight. I can't believe I'm sharing all of this, but I lost, 12 pounds. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was just in a really, really bad place. I was barely working in my business the first month of that as well. I also went to Costa Rica, and this was right after the breakup. I went on a spiritual content creators retreat, and I met my best friends that I've ever had in my entire life, like my soul fam. Like, if you've been following me on the gram, you've probably seen my best friends, Alexis, Erin, Brie. I met all of those girls in February this year, like right after my breakup. And I've gone on so many trips with them. I've gone on Mount Shasta, New York, Maui, Costa Rica. I'm literally going to Tulum with them tomorrow as I record this episode. We have traveled so much, and I reconnected with so many more people than just them. So much soul family has dropped in. But that was like a really crazy time because I was coming off of like the darkest time of my life, but then Costa Rica was like the most love I've ever experienced in my entire life. So that was just a very interesting time period where there was so much darkness and also so much light. I also started my podcast within the 6 months. So, you're listening to it right now, but I really started a lot of soul projects. Not only did I start my podcast, but I started my group visibility accelerator, Scared to Seen, to help entrepreneurs overcome their fear of being seen and really step into their gifts and share them on social media so that they can go full time in their business. It's like a social media mindset and business program. And if you want to join the waitlist for the next round, I'll link it below. But I started so many soul projects during this time. And then we have my second spiritual awakening, which was the craziest shit of my entire life. It's my galactic awakening. Basically, all of my spiritual gifts opened up, and I started being able to channel the angelic realm and my spirit guides and my higher self, as well as basically getting the information from them that I've actually been doing this for a long time. It's just been more integrated in my sessions, and I've always been connecting with my clients' higher selves and their spirit team. But now it's even more integrated, and I'm sharing it online and helping my clients with that, like openly in our sessions. I also activated my light language in the last 6 months. That happened a couple months ago. My friend Brianna helped me activate it. And if you don't know what light language is, it's essentially the sacred geometry of sound. It is used to alchemize, transmute any density. It's meant to help you integrate any new DNA codes. It's help you activate soul fragments. It's essentially a quantum technology that is used to heal. It's like a cosmic cheat code. So I've been activating my own light language, using it on myself, using it with some of my clients, but it's starting to unfold more and more where I'm going to be using it in all of my sessions. So that was a huge thing that happened in the last 6 months. I also took a heroic dose of mushrooms when I was in the depths of my healing journey. And I had my source reunion. I don't know how else to say it than I essentially became one with infinity, got blasted into source, and remembered who the fuck I was, remembered that I am all that is and that you are all that is, and really was in the consciousness of seeing everything from the higher perspective. Honestly, that needs to be its whole own episode because I can't go into that right now, but it was the most transformative and a very pivotal moment in my entire life, because I essentially understood and met God, source, creator, whatever you want to call it, and did a lot of healing on that mushroom trip as well. So those are just a few of the things that have went down in this rock bottom, right? As you can see, there's a lot of lows, but there's also a lot of highs. There's some other things that are coming up that I think I should share. Is like I got in a couple fights with my family and like felt really isolated. I had a friend group drop off during this time. Like this whole experience just kind of felt like I was in a pressure cooker and I had no way out, and I was just cooking and cooking and cooking and couldn't catch a break. And so I've been through a lot. And after you go through a lot, your soul is so rich with wisdom and it just wants to share it. And the truth is that this 6 months has changed me. It has changed me from the core of my being. It has strengthened my vibration and my security in self. It has completely shattered the identity that I had before. And I feel like a whole new version of Kristen. And truly, I do feel like I quantum leaped my reality. I am just a different version of myself. I have a different version of reality. I have all new players in my game, and nothing is the same. And you know what? That's okay. But I will say that I know a lot of people are going through this messy middle. I'm still not even completely on the other side. I'm still in a messy middle. And I wanted to give you guys 6 tips that are going to help you move through whatever your messy middle is with more ease and grace. And these are just the things that helped me every single day that I felt like I wasn't going to make it. Every single day I felt like, I don't know if I'm going to get out of this. I don't know if I'm ever going to get out of this. I don't know how or when. And just in the depths of my despair, these are the things that helped me. And, even if you're in a rock bottom right now, these might not help a lot because some of it is just time. You just have to let time do its magic. But these are the things that I hope will help you ease a little bit of the pain and just feel better along the journey. So actually, this is not even the first tip I have, but I'm going to give it as the first tip. Who knows how many tips are going to actually be in this thing because I have a lot to share. But the first thing that I really did was I took it one day at a time. And sometimes when it was really bad, when I was really going through the heartbreak, I would have to take it 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time. And so if you're in the space where you can barely make it through the day, literally tell yourself, just make it through this next hour, just make it through this next minute, just make it through this next day. And just remember that the days are going to pass and they're going to pass and they're going to pass. And soon you're going to feel just a little bit better. My mom, who has been through her own set of rock bottoms, actually had a calendar for me. And she would cross off every day I made it through. Wow, this is making me emotional talking about it. Because I was in so much pain that she just wanted to help me see that I was making progress. And if you're watching the video, you can see that I have tears in my eyes. But I would make it through one day at a time. And I'm honestly not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying for like the past version of me that was like literally so just in her rock bottom. But let me just get myself together and keep on talking because this is the real raw humanness that I feel like you guys are here for anyway. So making it through one day at a time, like just count the days because sometimes that's all you can do. And then you're going to be like, wow, I made it through a week. Wow, I made it through 8 days. Wow, I made it through 1 month. And the truth is that time actually does pass really quick. It does. Soon you're going to be like, wow, it's been 2 months, it's been 3 months, it's been 4, whatever it is. And the other thing is like stay as busy as possible. I was planning trips. I was trying to work as much as possible. I was trying to I would call my friends on the phone. I would plan things for after work, just try to stay as busy as possible. I don't always believe distraction is a bad thing. I believe that in times where you can barely stand to be in your own reality, distraction is actually a really good thing. So going on trips, doing things with your friends, calling people, watching TV shows, you have to lean into that. Now, the second tip that I have, I guess, is I was really just tried to tell myself I am mastering the art of joy. And what I mean by this is that I felt so much sadness that it was so hard for me to find joy, but I would try to master joy. I would simultaneously, even though I was so sad, I would try to find joy in small moments. I would try to find joy with my friends or eating a meal or walking my dog. And so really, if you're in a rock bottom, I want you to say, I am mastering joy right now. I am going to choose that even in this rock bottom, even in this place where I feel so much despair and sadness, I am going to choose to be joyful. I am going to choose to have peace because that is what it means to be in unconditional love. It means I am not defined by a condition. I am defined by how I choose to be. And when you master this, you really master unconditional love. That is what unconditional love is choosing to be in love, be in joy, even amidst hard moments, sad moments, grieving moments. It's like when you can just accept, okay, this is a sad period of my life, and I'm simultaneously going to choose to see the higher picture of this, to see the higher lessons in this. And I would really just look at it as an initiation. I was like, I am just getting initiated into my next level. I am going to really, really just master this. So, the second tip I have for you guys is to inundate yourself with 5D vibrational conversations. Now, what I mean by this is, guys, I would literally listen to Abraham Hicks. I would listen to very high level 5D conversations from the time I got up in the morning to the time I would go to sleep. I would learn about, I was listening to Dolores Cannon, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Abraham Hicks. I was listening to conversations about how this is a hologram. Like, I was listening to the highest vibrational information that I could to help myself learn about my soul, learn about soul contracts, learn about creating a new reality, learning about transmuting sadness, learning about grief. I would literally just listen and consume something that made me feel better all day. And when you're in the depths, you need to be consuming things that give you perspective and help you feel better. So find a teacher that you love, Dolores Cannon, Abraham Hicks, Bashar. I love all the channelers because that information is very, very high vibe and helps you essentially neutralize your own vibration and what's going on in your life, and listen to it until the freaking dogs come home. Is that the saying? I don't know. Anyway, but I would listen to that information so much, and it helped me a lot. So if you're going through something, that is my biggest piece of advice, is listen to information. Now, my third tip for you is you need to focus on your mission, your career, and your soul's purpose. Guys, this is literally the only thing that got me through. I cannot imagine having gone through this rock bottom if I also hated my job and was really unhappy in my career. Like, I put all of my energy into my business. Rock bottoms are a launching pad for your quantum leap, meaning you are so essentially, you're so in the unknown that you're essentially living in a space of pure potentiality where you can create whatever version of yourself you want, whatever version of your business, whatever you want, because you're, in a sense, basically you're at ground zero, right? And when you're at ground zero, all you can do is build. I created my podcast. I created a new group program. My spiritual gifts opened up. I started channeling every single day. I started making amazing content. I would do everything and just put all my energy into my business. I would work every weekend because I didn't have a lot of plans. I was just putting all my energy into my purpose and my mission. And if you don't have a business right now, but you want to start one, it's a great time to start one during a rock bottom, because also the potency of the information that you're sharing when you're in a time of really intense emotions can be felt. And it creates such deeper resonance with the people that you're sharing it with. And it actually makes your content and makes your whatever you're putting out there, you can really feel the vibrational essence of it. You can feel that it's from your heart. You can feel how potent it is. It's seriously just so potent. So really focusing your energy into a passion project, into your mission, into your soul's purpose is going to be the best thing that you can do for yourself. Number 4, the fourth, or no, is this number 5? I guess this is number 5 because I gave you 4 tips before. Okay, number 5. I need to update my list so that I can give you guys the right numbers. All right, so number 5 is filling your grid with new characters in your game. So what I really mean by that is when you go, if you're going through a breakup or a rock bottom, a lot of times people are falling out of your life, but you need to replace those characters in your game, right? This is just all a vibrational, this is a hologram. That's what I learned from mushrooms, guys, that this is just a holographic reality. And when you're going through a rock bottom, a lot of, yeah, the characters, a lot of them are falling out of your life because you are essentially quantum leaping into a new vibrational version of yourself in a new timeline. And so new characters need to fill the game, but you can help that out by making new friends, talking to new people, filling your Instagram feed with new things. You have to fill the people and the characters back in your game so your life feels full and whole again. So whether that's picking up a new hobby or going on a retreat where you're going to make friends or joining a group program, you need to have new players in your reality, and this will help accelerate the new version of your life that's trying to unfold. So really filling your grid with new people. It's so crazy. Like I have almost none of the same people in my life, even just from 6 months ago. I know that's dramatic, but when you're on this like accelerated ascension and when you're on a spiritual journey, you just already know like people typically fall out of your life at a more fast rate because you're changing so much, so that new versions of, yeah, you'll always have new versions. You're going to have new people to reflect this new version of you. The sixth tip that I have for you guys is to really use this time to create so much security in source and in self. The truth is, there actually is no security in life but the security in source, the security in God and the universe. And you have to learn how to trust source in these moments. You have to learn that the universe is only trying to make your life better, not worse. And so use this time to create your connection with source, right? For me, I was connecting in every day, and I was connecting with my guides and my angels and source and really learning the soul lessons. They would tell me, you're learning this so you can do this. You're learning this so you can teach. You're going to do this. And it gave me a purpose, right? So even if you're not there where you can talk to your guides, you can be journaling every day. You can be doing automatic writing. You can be working on your intuition. You can really just use this time to be going inward and say, I trust source. I trust that this is only for my greatest good. I trust that this is leading me to the best possible place. I trust that my human mind can't even compute the perfection of what my life is going to be after this, right? Because that's what you have to remember, is that when you're living a quantum life, right? When you're really talking about the quantum field and making a quantum leap, that means that there are infinite possibilities of how your life could turn out after this, right? That means that when your human brain is trying to latch onto security like mine was and was trying to say, but I want it to play out this way and I want this to happen and I want this to happen. What I remind myself is, Kristen, your tiny human brain cannot even accurately depict all of the different options, and your ego is going to try to convince you that you know what the best option for you, but your higher self knows your actual best option. So it was really about letting go. It was about surrender. So much surrender, guys. When I thought I surrendered, I'd have to surrender even fucking more. And honestly, during this time, I got into such a place where I was like, I don't even fucking care what happens to my life anymore. I am just literally going where the wind blows me because I don't have any control. And source really did me like that. Like it forced me to give up every single ounce of control that I was forced to only find security in myself, in source, and say, no matter what happens, I will figure it out. And honestly, that's one of the biggest gifts that this time period has given me. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. I truly felt like no one can take anything from me anymore. Everything was already taken and nothing is left. And in that place of honestly just rock bottom, you kind of feel free because you're like, well, I already lost everything. I have nothing to lose and I have everything to gain. So I'm just going to send it in every way possible. I went on every trip. I ended up moving to a town that I didn't think I was going to move. Now I moved back to somewhere else. Like I was just thrown all over this fucking earth. And now looking back, there were so many divine moments and lessons and things put in place to help this whole thing unfold exactly how it unfolded, and it was all perfection looking back. So creating security in self and source, and this is a time where you're going to strengthen that core vibration. Another thing I want to share is, this time period forced me to rely on myself in a way that I hadn't, right? I was in a relationship for 4 years, meaning I was basically relying on a dude to do a lot of the things that I needed to do for 4 years, right? We moved into a lot of houses together. He would help me unbox a couch. He would help me move a mattress into my bedroom. He would help me do all these things that created a little bit of codependency within me, right? Now, with this new move, guys, this sounds like a small thing, but I was telling my friend the other day, I was like, I truly believe that moving into this apartment completely alone, because none of my family could kind of come out and help me. So I was moving into a new apartment. I was buying all new furniture. I was unboxing things. I was putting furniture together. I put my mattress together. I was, getting my dog set up. I did everything, scheduling the movers, helping my mover, just all of it. I did everything alone. Nobody helped me. I hired someone to put up my TV and put together one of my tables. That's it. And I was telling my friend, I was like, dude, I think that move like helped me reclaim parts of my soul that I lost. I feel so independent now. I am like, I don't need anyone. I can do anything. And I think it's in these moments where you only have yourself. Nobody, you can't rely on anyone else. Nobody is helping you. And you figure it out alone. You're like, holy shit, I am stronger than I need. And it's like in those moments, pieces of yourself drop in and really integrate that you didn't even know you had. I didn't even know I had that in me. And now I'm like so proud of myself. And I feel like my core vibration is so much stronger. And in a stronger core vibration, you pull in more magic because you are like, I am content alone. Now I don't need anyone. I am so content. And that creates magnetism, that creates magic, that creates miracles. So, 6th tip, create security in self and source, and know that the discomfort is only leading you home to yourself. Now, the 7th tip is one of my favorites. And it's really working with both your inner child and your highest self. Now, what I mean by this is I realized during this time that at any one moment, because I wasn't really stable within my present, like I wasn't very present, I was just like in a fight or flight stage for a lot of those months. I'm definitely out of it now, but a lot of those moments I had to be hyper aware of who was running the show, right? So a lot of times my inner child who felt abandoned by my ex-partner was running the show. And then other times I felt like my higher self when I was listening to like the good information and the 5D conversations. It's like I could feel my higher self being like, okay, I understand why this happened, blah, blah, blah. I'm seeing the light. Now, the work is to heal the inner child, but also not get stuck in the inner child wounds. Now, what I mean by this is like, there were moments where I would be crying on the floor for like 30 minutes. And I'd be like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get up from the floor. And I would have to access my higher self and be like, girl, you are fucking better than this. This is not going to be the thing that breaks you. He does not deserve to take all of this from you. And I would have to literally channel my higher self, get my ass up, and go on a walk and feed my dog and do whatever I needed to do whatever had to happen in that moment, right? And it was really just this beautiful balance of making sure that in any moment I was getting to choose who was running the show, because there were also moments where I needed to tend to that inner child and help her feel safe and let her grieve what she lost and let her know that it was okay to be sad. But it's really about playing with the higher self and the inner child and really trying to live as many moments as you can from the higher self, from the new timeline, from possibility. And I think that was just, yeah, that was a really good perspective for me, because I remember somebody told me, like, sometimes you just got to get your ass up and be like, I'm not going to cry anymore. And that was when I had this like download around like, wow, I need to have my higher self help that inner child in those moments where I'm getting kind of overcome by these like overwhelming emotions. So that is my 7th tip. I think I had one more. Well, guys, I hope that these tips helped you just a little bit. Even if you're not in a rock bottom, maybe you're in a rut, or you're just in like a place in your life where you feel like you are not as happy as you could be. These can be applicable for almost anything. So I hope that you enjoyed them. I haven't been on a solo episode in a while, so it feels so good to just like talk to you guys like this. And I just really missed you guys and wanted to just share what was present in my reality and really give you guys a deep dive of, some of the tools that I've been using. Um, and yeah, just really helping you move through whatever you're going through. Now, I shared that I have been using my gifts more, channeling my clients' higher selves and spirit team and spirit guides. And I also want to share that I now have a new offering available that are quantum healing sessions. I now have a new offer available, which are called Intuitive Guidance and Quantum Healing Sessions. And I'm so, so excited for these new sessions. I'm going to be taking just a few, but in these sessions, we're going to be able to connect to your spirit guides, higher self, angelic team, and help you identify any business or life blocks that are holding you back. We're also going to be helping you identify and reprogram any shadow or inner child wounds and helping you heal. I'll be using light language to help you release, rewire, and recode any density so you can reconnect with your soul purpose and your highest timeline. And I will give you any channeled guidance to create a grounded and actionable plan for you to move forward and take action in your life and in your business. And we'll help you quantum leap out of any rut or rock bottom, just like I did. And so I'm super, super excited for these sessions. I will link the link to book them below. And for the podcast, if you're coming from here, I'll put a special link and you can get the discount for the next week, which will be booking the session for $211 versus the price that's going to go up to $288 in around about a week. So I'll link those for you below, but I am just so grateful that we hung out for however long it's been. I don't know, but I love you guys. And if this episode resonated, I would love if you give me 5 stars or left a review. It really helps the podcast. And if you have any feedback or if it hit in any way that you feel resonant with, then I would love for you to send me a DM. I love connecting with you guys in the DMs and just, yeah, really, really, it's really nice when I can hear feedback because, like, obviously this is just talking to myself. So anyway, guys, I love you. I'll see you in the next episode and I hope you have a great week. Bye.